freshmen, I was totally intimidated by the whole team and just worked hard to keep up. The fear of having Coach Carter address me individually kept me completely motivated. Once we were working on a drill on how to drive from the side of the foul line by stretching that first step. Patsy Renow, a senior that year who was quick as a cat and tough as nails, was the guard that we had to drive around. The fear factor was truly working for me that day. Coach Carter said to drive around her, so I did, to the surprise of everyone, including myself. Coach Carter gave me a funny look and told me to do it again. Somehow I was successful again. He then asked me if my game uniform was so heavy that it was slowing me down in games. Of course, I didn't realize the sarcasm. I just knew that I was too afraid not to do what he told me to do. You can call it fear or respect, but I know at times it allowed me to do the impossible. And so finally we come to the last season of the winning streak, the 1971-72 season. This was the chapter that Mama and I cried every time we worked on, because of course this was the year that the winning streak ended. I'm not going to read about the game that they lost. I'm going to read from page 87 about a game against Perry that the Lady Vikings won. And the section also has a description of Coach Carter that I think everybody will be interested in. Perry came to Butler on December 10th without having lost a game yet this season, and their defense was awesome that night. I wrote in my scrapbook, worst game I've ever played. Lousy defense, lousy zone press, and especially lousy offense. I only scored 10 points, and I put in parentheses that I'd played better against Perry in 9th grade, when I'd scored 11 and 13 points. Fortunately, Sandra played an excellent game and scored 26 points, with Shirley scoring 14 points. Kathy Underwood was getting the starting position a lot this year, and she played some great defense, along with seniors Mary Grover and Erlene Flowers. Another junior, Edie Smith, saw action at the forward substitute position and fit right in. The picture in the Perry newspaper shows a huge amount of people in the stands, from babies to senior citizens. Perry's coach, Bob Morrow, is quoted, "I'm still not convinced Taylor County has a better team than we do. I was glad to hear the final buzzer on this game, with us ahead 56-51. After this Perry game, our 130th consecutive victory, a news article came out describing Coach Carter as young, handsome, and fashionable." And it's a quote from the paper. "For the game with Perry, he was resplendent in maroon bell-bottoms, a colorful shirt, and the appropriate tie. From a distance, Carter looks much like a high school senior whose classmates voted him their best dressed award." We were proud to have such a young, good-looking coach, and it's amazing to think that Coach Carter was not even 40 during our winning streak. The article also describes Coach Carter's actions during the game, from smiling when one of us made a good shot, to staring at the floor when an opponent stole the ball, to nervously playing with a towel during anxious moments. Since we players never watched Coach Carter during a game, the article's description was interesting. The article concludes by questioning how long the winning streak would continue. Hometown fans say forever. They say if the Butler girls can't outplay another team, they will simply outclass them. Perhaps they are right, but some of the followers of girls basketball say the end is in sight. They say it will come on the oak boards of Perry or Warner Robins, and maybe at both places. And of course we know that the winning streak did end, but the Lady Vikings' success didn't, as they continued to and went on to win the state tournament that year. There are many great stories in the book, and I hope that all of y'all enjoy reading it as much as Mama and I enjoyed writing it. Thank you all for coming.
Good job, Faith.